Welcome back, everybody, to this week's episode of Inside Us. And my favorite human being is actually on the podcast today. And you guys might be wondering, wait, aren't you married, Nick? How could you have another favorite human being? What about your wife? And I'd gladly tell you, hey, this is my wife. This bad little mama jamma up here with her senorita top on. My beautiful wife, Priscilla Racioppi. Welcome, babe.
Hey.
So, for all that don't know us in depth, we've been married for almost 10 years now. We've been together for 10. We've been together almost 10. Married for 9 of those, right? We've been through some schmishmoyments because of my job. About 5 of those where I'm gone for extended periods of time. Yeah. And how do you feel that has changed our relationship? Do you feel like it's changed our relationship with me being away? And then also, it's a double question. It's a double whammy. I'm now kind of trying to pursue a job where I'm going to be like touring and like away even more.
Right. So, yeah, I feel like in a way the deployments have changed.
Shushmoyments. Shishmoyments have changed.
Shishmoyments.
Have changed it.
Have changed. And it's made us grow faster than a normal, I feel like, marriage.
And would you say those are in the same directions at all times? Or do we kind of run parallel in our growth? Not necessarily intersecting.
We're definitely not parallel.
Like 70% of the time.
Yeah. It's like
what?
30,
like
30
what do you look at?
I was trying to think of numbers. 30 and 40.
Okay. And then like now how do you feel with me like trying to pursue comedy where I'm going to be like maybe weekends at a time? Yeah. It's not going to be nearly as long.
I'll be having parties.
You'll be having parties? Mm-hmm. I'm jealous. Them Rough Rider anthem parties.
We'll be having girl
Señorita,
pajama parties.
What's that? I don't know. Yeah, it's the one with Carlos Santana.
I don't know.
No, so give us how would you define yourself? I don't know. How do you see yourself as a human being kind of drifting through Earth? Like when somebody asks you like, "Oh, like what do you do?" Like what do you like?
What do I do?
Well, not necessarily occupationally, but like, how would you describe yourself as a person? Like when people say like you know, who is Priscilla? How would you define thyself?
Is a mom.
Definitely a mom.
A boss mom.
Boss mom.
Yeah, that's about it.
I would agree. That's it? Just mom? Jiu-jitsu practitioner, fucking bad mama jamma, toenails painted.
They're not
right now. You got the naked toes right now.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking about painting them on here.
I want Skylar to paint mine.
Yeah,
Skylar's our daughter. No, so I was actually just reflecting on like some of the like opening months to our relationship and how crazy that was. Like some of the just reflecting before you came on the podcast. And we've had some crazy times.
I'd say so. We used to be the party couple.
And now we
kind of sort of are still, just
it's in a different way.
Yeah.
Like we'd much rather balloon parties with nipple tassels, low key, like just vibing in the garage.
Not many keg
going
stands.
Out. Yeah, no more keg stands. Yours was hilarious the first time. She spit it all out because gravity couldn't make it go back up her throat. So like she's like upside down, like throwing beer out of her nose as like it's still going from the gun. And and I'm right there next to her. I should have been stopping, but I didn't stop at all. I just kept pumping. We were just talking about this too. She wanted to eat some Panda Express on the podcast because that's like, just her niche food right now. And I told her, you know, you can't be doing that because, you know, people are going to be hearing you chewing stuff on the mic. And she's like, well, you dip and like burp on the mic, and I literally just committed that atrocity as well. No, but I was also thinking like some of the funny stories that we like, even like the party that we first met at was fucking insane. We don't have to go into fucking details, but I mean, Chaboy landed a fucking legendary pong shot. Mind you, this is circa 2012.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, like this was like the moment I knew I think I loved you. All right. So the party started off. We were with some older people. My wife is older than me, so you were 20, almost 21 at the time.
I don't even remember. I was 20.
It was because it was summer of 12, so you were almost 21, and then or it was before the summer because I think it was before I left.
Yeah, it was like January.
Yep, and we met up with an individual.
I'm getting a call.
You're getting a call from who?
My boss.
No way.
He can text
we met up with some older individuals, right? Mm-hmm. We finally show up to this house party.
Sorry, Rick, if you're watching.
Of my friend. Yeah, you know who you are.
Sorry.
And the female friend you were with, you know who you are. It was Shmi. Yep. Okay. Yep. That's why we use the dialect here. We got to use the dialect because it's just like me,
I get
like parental advising. It's like that's my censorship.
Yeah. Okay.
We show up to this party, and for some reason, our good buddy Matt O'Connor was there as well with us.
Yep.
And shit gets crazy. The boy lands.
I do not remember.
While I'm getting a lap dance from you, a legendary no look like final ball pong shot.
No.
Clear, absolutely aired the room out. Everybody fucking went ballistic.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yo, let's just take this like somewhere private, you know? What are you talking about?
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened. Because then
it wasn't a lap dance though. I mean, like you were standing.
You were against me.
Right. And then
with your posterior on my front.
You literally were like.
Didn't even look.
Oh yeah, you didn't. Well,
I didn't look. I looked where the cup was. I looked, and then I just threw it.
Yeah, I wasn't
and
looking.
then in mid shot,
all I remember was
started grabbing your back
this way, and I see it go in, and I'm like,
clunk.
What?
Oh, and then you were like, "Yo, let's take this to the bathroom." For anybody that says beer pong doesn't get people laid, it does, because we got down on a bathroom that didn't lock at all.
Oh my gosh.
You remember I was trying to like keep my foot against the door, and like everybody was like, yo, they're hooking up in there, and
so
like
sorry,
more
Mom.
people piled in. And as that shit was happening, I think it was right when the cops pulled up, we all start dipping.
I threw up everywhere.
Yeah, it was insane. You threw up everywhere. We're ready to leave now because the cops are coming, and then as soon as the cops show up, our buddy Matt shows up, and he's got his mailbox
and some beer.
And the beer is in the mailbox. And I'm pretty sure he said something along the lines of like, what? It's express delivery. It's like, he was like same day shipping, I thought, right? And like that was like him getting back into the car. Or, all right, so I'm on, I took that schmeeve. It was like right after, I think it was like Christmas schmeeve. And when I went to, it was Christmas schmeeve or Thanksgiving schmeeve, where you were driving and the dude sideswiped you.
Oh yes.
And like none of us reacted.
Schmarin.
Well, Aaron's been on the show. He's okay. He's good. We could do Schmarin.
Okay.
Schmarin we could do.
Schmarin.
If you want to call him Schmarin, we could do Schmarin. Our good buddy Aaron, he was episode 1 of the of Inside Us podcast. But either way, I'm chilling up in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Aaron's behind us, and none of us reacted.
Except me.
Except you.
I was driving.
We get sideswiped. We're driving. We're going like 55 miles an hour on the road, and I just like you get sideswiped, and the only words I remember saying are like, "Yo."
Man.
Yo.
All I saw was
Culp Colt just grabbed the seats. That's all he did, because he was sitting in the center, so he just went. And
That was crazy.
Yeah.
And then what did we played laser tag right after? We literally
We went to what was that place? It was up in Jersey. It's a place on 9. The ooh, I forgot about the laser tag. It's that giant place, right? It's the one that's like it used to be a movie theater or whatever the fuck.
I don't remember what it's called, but it's like an indoor.
Yeah, it has like all the games and stuff. Yeah. I remember. Yeah, and now look at us. We're just functioning parents with mental health issues, you know? Yep. We're just fucking making it. We're just doing the damn thing.
Doing the damn thing.
We are doing the damn thing. So how was work? Work was fun. What'd you guys do today? Any eventful stories?
3 of my employees were late.
That always makes for fun.
That was fun.
Any of them doing deliveries where they couldn't actually take stuff out?
What?
Any of them were like delivery, or they were all like in shop?
Mixture of both.
Mixture.
But like,
God damn it. Make it to work on time. It's not that hard. It is. It is hard. It is hard.
It's
so hard.
It's hard.
Priscilla
late.
and I are like really brilliant at being anywhere from 5 to 6 minutes late to anything. We have perfected our ability to be 5 to 6 minutes late, or terribly late, which is like 2 hours. Like there'll be times where we have to get to a get together and we're like 2 hours late. Yeah. Like we either barely missed the mark or we completely, like there was no in between.
Like, hey, I know everybody's almost leaving, but
the best is when we think it's at a time where it's like, oh, it's at 3, and then we realize that it was at 1, and we're like, oh shit, yeah, like there's no coming back from that. We can't even recover. We're terribly bad at not only procrastination, because we both enjoy our weekends and we work so often that like we kind of like enjoy our free time, but then like as soon as we sit down, like that's it. It's GG, game over. Done. Good game. We're done. Like count us out.
Yeah. I started wearing my Apple Watch more.
Yeah, to remind you.
Now, but I put a timer on real quick, and I'm like,
well, it's because we got jiu-jitsu soon too.
Yeah. So I get home from work and I'm like, okay, 15 minutes, lay down.
Yeah. I can't even wear my watch. Like I can't even have a smartwatch like where I work. So it's like, it's super fucking annoying. Like I want to get like one of the Garmin ones. I can't even do it because it's got the GPS shit in it. It's retarded. So
turn the GPS off?
You can't. Oh. It's always like, whether like no matter what, like just with devices, even if you have airplane mode on, like it's still, it'll, as soon as it's near Wi-Fi, it'll try and ping where you're at. So here at the Inside Us studio, apparently my cat got locked in this room because it's really just a spare room in our house, and decided that she couldn't get out, so she was going to try and claw her way through the carpet, and that was amazing to find all the strings of carpet by the door. So super fun. I think she wants to come in, but we're going to keep her out because she's going to get stuck in here. But yeah, so look, we've been married. Look, and the one thing I wanted to push to everybody is that if you guys are young and married, look, there is no amount of time that will I guess make it easier. The only thing I could say is that like if you guys are a young couple and you've been married for a while, is to understand more. And also, I guess just not take shit so seriously. Like, I take shit way too seriously sometimes, even though I'm the one that says, like, I'm supposed to be the funny one. You, on the other hand, also take things seriously, but just in a different way. You take it, like, high and left. Like, it's completely, it's not even, like, our arguments. Like, sometimes my wife, she'll just cut deep when she didn't need to. She'll, like, it'll just be random as fuck. It's like, baby, like, you couldn't help me fold the clothes, and she'd be like, well, your mom never folded the clothes. It's just like a super cut deep for no reason. But no, she's actually never said that. That was just an example. Yeah, that's random. But yeah, no, look, we've been married for, I am pretty rude for forever. Yeah,
as hell sometimes.
It feels like we've been like, honestly, we've been married like for our whole adulthood, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, give it another 5 years. We've kind of been married more than we were adolescents.
even with me being older, 20 is still pretty flipping young. I feel like
You can curse on here. Nobody's gonna be upset if you say
oh my
fuck.
gosh.
She's all right. So she's got a problem with me cursing. I do it all the time. I understand. It's just part of her philosophy in life. Why say the word when you can just use another one? I get it. I'm pontificating what
Or
you're.
there's just a time and a place.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
But is this
I'm
America?
just also so used to doing it like the safe way,
Yeah.
and it just comes out everywhere.
Yeah, but this is America, and you can say whatever you want.
Okay, and I do.
Okay. So do I.
Okay.
No, so I would say for young couples, what would be some advice that you would say? Because like there's been plenty of times where like right after an argument, I'm like, yo, I for sure like fucked up. I got married way too young. Like this shouldn't have happened. And it's okay to have those thoughts. I'm sure everybody who's been married for a very long time, especially with if they got married young,
Oh my gosh.
all have those thoughts. Because it was like right at the 5-year mark where like Priscilla and I, we were just fucking at each other's ends. Like that honeymoon phase that they talk about,
Way
right
over.
at the 5 years. Right at the 5 years. Can I help you, Selena?
Let her in. Let her in. Selena.
just wanted to check it out.
You guys gonna meet my girl.
Yeah, you guys are going to meet our pretty cat, which also is super funny because she's the one cat that's never out.
Yeah, she's never
So
out.
if you've ever come to our house, she's the one that you've never met before. Everybody is always like, oh my God, when did you guys get another cat? Like, bitch, we've always had this cat.
Had her. She's just here, hiding.
Which is actually a funny story.
Oh, man. Reese.
Shmishi.
Shmishmi. My bad.
Shmisi.
My girl's my girl's supposed to take her.
Yep.
And I watched her for a little bit. And then Shmi said she can't have her anymore.
And what was the reason for that?
Because her fiance was allergic to cats.
And if you're listening to this, I'm staring into the camera. How the fuck do you not know that? How do you not know that? And I was already upset because we had 2 animals, right? I was already upset we had 2 animals. And then she's like, no, we're just watching. We're just watching. We're just watching. Yeah, we had 3. That's right. We had 3.
Only supposed to be like fostering her for like 3 months.
And my beautiful wife likes to put me in these predicaments and then wonders why I'm like charged up. She wants to wonder why I'm like all amped up about it. It's like, oh, because we're the 2-week thing was turned into 3, turned into 2 months, turned into we're keeping her
forever.
now. No, but she's cool. She's my favorite animal. Because you know why? You know why? This is how animals should be, right? And especially with our schedules, I feel terrible because like our dogs, if they're not in the crate while we're at work, they're like laying down because we just don't have the backyard nor the energy to go take them for walks and stuff.
Yeah.
Because we're usually either at jiu-jitsu or we're at work, right? So they're kind of locked up all day. And she's great because she'll just come visit. She knows. It's like, it's like 10 o'clock. Where my husband at? And her husband's right here. She's like, oh, let me come fill up on this mic stand real quick. Yeah. Yeah, she's my fat little ass though. She's a little thick.
She likes it rough.
Yeah, she do. No, so I really wanted to bring you on. You've started jiu-jitsu in the last year, 2 years really.
2 years.
But it was like kind of sporadic, yeah. Mm-hmm. So in the last year, you've kind of started taking it more seriously. How have you equated that like to like the rest of your like daily life? Has it been impactful to you? Do you feel more confident? Yeah. I'm sorry. First, start with what you started with, like kind of like your progression through jiu-jitsu, and then like the routes you're trying to take, and then we'll do that.
Okay. Well, I Initially, my first class was a combatives class, but
Okay.
then I went to a women's class and ended up enjoying that one initially at that time first. I mean, I still enjoy that class. But at that time, I felt more comfortable with just going to the female class. There's a different take
Vibe. Yeah. Different vibe to the
it.
class.
So
Well, it's more self-defense oriented. Yeah.
Yeah, self-defense. And Coach Caitlin goes over a lot of...
Shout out to Coach Caitlin.
Yes. She goes into detail about stuff like if a woman was being raped, and, you know, a little bit more detailed stuff. But started with that and want to get my pink belt, plan to do that and get tested out within the next 3 weeks. And then gonna go into working to get in my blue belt after that. And I'm thinking to compete, but I may start going to MMA and kickboxing too. So I'm kind of stepping my foot in all the other ones now.
Yeah.
And I definitely am getting my pink belt. After that, it's kind of like up in the air as far as which route I go.
Yeah.
More.
Well, I think at that point, like once you start drilling and stuff more, you're gonna feel a lot more confident in the fundamentals of jiu-jitsu, and that's obviously just gonna be witnessed by everybody at the gym, you know? So like you're like you don't I don't know. It was like as soon as I stopped caring about the belt, that's when I got promoted, because like me and a couple of the other guys were like, damn, dude, like whatever, like I guess wipe out gang forever. And like as soon as we stopped caring about like the belt system, and that's true. It's like when your coaches think you're ready, you're ready. That's when you're ready to do it. So you just, keep at it until then.
Yeah.
I would say I've noticed your confidence level goes up. You're a lot more feisty when you want to argue something with me, which is always more fun. Mm-hmm. And I think just the way you carry yourself too is just like you kind of have a more purposeful existence. So how would you how would you equate that to like your daily, like day to day? Do you feel it like kind of bursting through on your like normal work shift? Like, are you not scared to like tell some of the dudes to like do shit?
I never really was afraid to tell them to do stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
that makes sense.
I was always good at delegating,
mm-hmm.
but it helped with not feeling so afraid, because really at any given moment they could have been like, oh, let me go freaking...
Let me see what's behind them pants.
Yeah, something crazy.
Let me see. Hey, why don't you pull them things out for me real quick?
I would know how to react now. And or I don't know, I feel safer now, because a lot of my shift, I'm by myself in this building. Yeah. So in this big like rec center. So I get nervous by myself, because I'm like, oh shoot, like did I hear something? Mm-hmm. Or like someone can go in there, and then
especially because you guys have that back door is usually not locked unless you guys well, during closing I would imagine,
especially if I'm playing music too, or if someone comes in quiet, usually I hear the door slam. But like
if somebody's
I know your butt has came,
if somebody's like TLC creep
but jiu-jitsu has made me Jiu-jitsu has helped me like feel if someone is like coming in my presence.
Well, you always feel me coming.
Oh my gosh. It's like I'm also into a whole bunch of like sixth sense type stuff. So like I legitimately like feel someone's energy like entering the building, like before they're within arm's distance of me. Yeah. For the most part. Like I try to make myself learn that. So yeah.
To like feel a presence. Because like I would imagine, I kind of feel that too. Like you can kind of always sense when someone's like behind you, but do you ever find yourself like, oh, there is no one there?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
yeah. Now, you guys might be thinking at this point, you're like, oh, like Sixth Sense. Like my wife must rub various rocks on her forehead thinking that she's a mystical sensist. And that's not necessarily what she's thinking. She's just trying to get her overall situational awareness better, as I think. She's not sitting here with like a Malachi Stone from fucking the breaches of Africa, where she's like rubbing them on her temples with essential oils. That's not what she's really talking about. But no. I get what you're saying.
No.
Yeah, it's more situational awareness, just being more aware of your surroundings.
Right.
So it's affected you positively. Do you think there's any negatives that's happened?
No.
Yeah, because I would say it's like it helps you like overall. Like your fitness is going to get better. Your like body awareness, your bodily awareness, your situational awareness, like everything's kind of just going to level up.
Yeah.
I think as you continue. And I'm super proud of you because there was a long time where you were like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. Yeah, I don't want to. And then like.
Not really anymore, because once I started going, I loved going.
Yeah.
It's more of.
Getting that like week where you can get a string in.
Yeah. And then you were shmoid.
Shishmoid.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah.
And it was hard for me to get to class with the kids and stuff on top of
for
work.
Sure.
So
yeah, but I think now that we've had the routine, like it's so just a part of our day now that like
I just needed to build up the routine.
Yeah.
Which now also
we're that couple that's like, yeah, as soon as we get into the routine, we'll be fine. And then shit pops up all the time. And then we're like, oh, we'll just skip that day. And then like a week turns into 2 weeks, turns into 4 months. Like there was like during the summer, like we went maybe 7 weeks out of the whole summer.
Yeah.
Like there was a fat month. I know there was like a month I didn't go.
It was me not going more than you.
Yeah. I try to go as much as I can.
Yeah.
Like if I have free time.
Work and then I'm just like.
Yeah. Especially now with the tournament coming up and stuff. Like I don't want to show my ass.
Yeah.
For the school, Speaking of which.
Don't do that.
My fucking. Look, I'm still wearing Birkenstocks. Okay. Birkenstocks are still on.
Birkenstocks.
And Birkenstock, whenever you want to sponsor me. You know where I'm at, Nick Racioppi Comedy on Instagram and on TikTok. So just go ahead and message me. I'll do everything for you. Tony's coming up. Look, I'm down 6 pounds, 7 pounds, depending on, how much water I drink. And this week's just going to be the water cut. It's going to be insane. I'm not ready for this at all. And I want to get as low as possible before we go. So this way, like the day of, I can have like some water on the car ride there and then like be healthy for the actual rolling.
Yeah.
So, the next like 4 days are going to be fucking terrible.
Rough.
Yeah. They're going to be, I'm going to take some schmeef.
That I'm like with my Ritas.
Yeah. Yeah. It also didn't help last week. So like last week I was also cutting weight and we ate takeout maybe 5 out of the 7 days.
Yeah, it was bad. We all kept forgetting.
And here's the thing too, is like, because we train, we really sometimes won't get home till 9 o'clock. So like if we didn't have dinner prepared before I left, which sometimes like I just get busy and I can't do it. Yeah. I can't cook before you get home and then we all have to like pack into the car and leave. Like we have to. And then I'm just stuck like eating nothing. I eat air sandwiches. So I'm excited for it. She took off. She's going to be rooting for me in the crowd. Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, look, I'm not going into this with any expectations. I'm just going to like, what I've been doing is just like drilling my routes, like to things. Yeah. And like, I have my like strategies. And I guess day of we'll find out if it comes to fruition. Yeah. Cause absolute, like, unless there's a bigger guy than me, or a stronger guy, right? Like, I should be top tier.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting to like place or anything. I'm just saying like weight wise, because the absolutes, it's no weight. So there's no weight class. Okay. But I'll be going through 4 different events. I'll be going through gi at 195, blue belts. No gi, blue belts, 195. And then the absolutes, there's no weight. So it's just blue belts from all weight divisions.
Okay. That's
no gi and gi.
That's kind of
so there's going to be like 4 like rackets I can hopefully place in.
I'm literally excited for you.
I'm going to be like I feel like I'm going to be just as dehydrated as I was for the rollathon.
I was just about to say, yeah, you're going to.
You guys ever get to the bottom of a water bottle and you're like, oh my God, I wish I had more? Like you're like, oh shit, I just drank all of that. I did it with 2 Pedialyte containers. I did it with another half of one. And then I eventually later that night finished the 3rd jug of Pedialyte, and I still couldn't pee as if I was like 60. It was like I had like a UTI. Could not pee for the life of me. I stopped sweating like 3 times throughout it. I would sweat and then stop sweating.
That kind of blows my mind.
Like I was that dehydrated. And it took me like all weekend. I feel like now I'm getting fucking more exhausted too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean we have training tonight and stuff, so we'll see how it goes. I have cotton mouth right now. Like I'm in. Like I don't know if you guys could hear that. Yeah. So
different reason.
I have to say, I would like you to start a podcast here soon, right? Mm-hmm. We won't maybe disclose the possible names we're thinking of, but like, how do you figure that would kind of be as like a hobby for you?
I feel like it could be a hobby. I would have to change.
We'll change some of this up. Yeah. I mean, we'll have the brick background, but like the shelving, I could take all that stuff down. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that's may or may not be in the works of in my brain. I'm talking about for them.
Yeah.
To know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. Okay.
It's gonna be a secret.
Okay. Cool. I will say this: you like to say that you're not a talker, but I think you really are. And here's one situation where I wanna disclose, just because my wife, not of recent, but in the last couple of years, she's kind of been diagnosed with a few different things. And I think it's because of the shishmoiments. She just spends so much time. It was before we would train jiu-jitsu. So it was before she had like a communistic, I guess, like before it was before you had friends. Like all the friends were in and out. Everybody was leaving with like, yeah, exactly.
If I had
so
any interaction other than work.
Other than work and me, right? So like, do you remember when we took little man to T-ball? It's the end of the season. We just played our last tournament, right?
Yeah.
And we had a little social awkwardness here on our hands, didn't we? So my buddy, Theo Eddie, my man, him and his wife came down with their son. And, you know, they're traveling. They just visited us. Shout out to my boy Eddie. Shout out to Christina. Also, we just finished this tournament. It's like, I don't know, after 2 months of T-ball, most of the time we either showed up hungover because we're not always the greatest parents in the world. But, you know, this time we were perfectly sober. We're fine. We're ready. We were like, little man was ready.
Yeah.
And he won a participation trophy, which I didn't agree with, but what are you going to do? And my wife, being the social chameleon that she is, had a conversation in her head before she went up to the coach. And that conversation went something along the lines of, hey, the coach's response would be, hey, how you doing? My wife then would reply in her head, yeah, so that like the season was fun. I had like Lennon had a blast. We all had a good time.
We had a good talk.
And then she's like, yeah, it was super fun. It was cool. The first words that my wife uttered were to the coach. Mind you, the field was maybe 2 times as big as this room. It was not a big field. It's for like 4-year-olds, right? So I'm cleaning up bases on second. My buddy Eddie, he's over on first cleaning up the bases. And everyone in the vicinity can hear the first audible words my wife speaks to the coaches. So you're going to give me your number or what? And the coach goes, she like looks around to see if she wasn't, to like make sure she wasn't talking to somebody else. And as she looks at everybody else, she goes, "Oh, who, me?" And she goes, "Yeah, you're going to give me your number?" And the fucking psychopath did, dude. I would have been like, I don't know about that. So let's go ahead and revisit that question maybe next season. And that would have been the easiest way to avoid that whole awkward encounter. But my wife just out of the middle of nowhere just,
to you.
Yeah. Can you, when are you going to give me your number? And that was my wife's like introduction back into adulthood at like, and that was what, 2018, 29? It was 2018. Yeah, that was a couple of years ago. That was like right when I got back from the one shishmoiment.
Yeah.
It was like that summer.
Lennon was just old enough to go into an activity, and I was like, we got to get him into something. We got to get him into something. Let's go. And then, I was like,
you were like,
maybe I'll make a friend.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, man.
I wanted to circle back to the arguing because I remember we were supposed to have a date night, and I think it was our anniversary. It was like our 6th anniversary.
Yeah.
And we're at a bar in an Applebee's. Ooh. You get the blue motorcycle.
Of course.
And then I got like a Long Island or something like that.
I don't know what you got, but.
And I think we started arguing like whose drink was like more expensive. And then we literally ruined our night by arguing. We both just got really upset at each other. And left. Like we cut our date night early because how like upset we got at each other.
Yeah.
So if you guys are in the trenches, it happens to all of us. There's times where I've farted on her and she's farted on me. It just happens.
But then you love each other and you get over it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, love the fuck out of you. Mm-hmm. Love the fuck out of you. No one, maybe the kids sometimes I love more, but like that's just also because they're fucking little nuggets. But then you go right back up to the top. You guys are like, it's like the stock market, like day to day it changes.
I mean, it depends on which.
But you're always like on a plus.
Depends on who I am at the moment.
Stunks. Yeah. Depends if you're being petty or not. My wife is extremely petty. My wife's the type of person where like she'll go out of her way to not, like if she's mad at you, she'll go out of her way to not give you details that you needed to take care of something just so you have to struggle to get those details. It'll be like, oh, like I took care of that thing, but she won't say how much of it she took care of. So it'll be like an errand. It's like, oh yeah, I called that place. They said this. And then you call them and they're like, yeah, no, we need like everything. Like we need all of your information. You're like, oh, fuck. She's like, I don't know. That's not what they told me. Like she's extremely petty. Damn. I don't know. I feel like, and then like when I come back from shishmoiments, they like the amount of fun I think we have is usually right after shishmoiments.
Yeah, you get a mini honeymoon
phase
again.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh.
And I mean, we're just, rabbits. Speaking of rabbits, you remember that one time you headbutted me?
Oh my God. Yeah, but yes.
I would imagine she hit me with the back of her head if you guys need any imagery.
I like to flip my hair.
Yeah, she flipped her hair and goddamn, some of you might even think that that's what made my nose crooked. But it wasn't. I've had my nose crooked since like high school. That was a rough one. And then of recent, you're also beating me. You're always putting hands on me. Of recent, you literally just bonked me on the fucking forehead when we were rolling the other day. You ever get hit and you know it kind of stings, but like you just like you can't do anything about it? She was doing this like guard pass to me, and it's like a simple one where you just kind of step over and then like kind of thrust your hips, and it like breaks their guard. And Goofy Goober over here puts her fucking heel in between my eyes as she's trying to fucking disco man around my fucking face. She literally did like the b-boy like
sorry.
She said don't, and it literally like it audibly thudded against my fucking head. Those big ass feet of yours.
Hey,
they're not that big.
They're not that big.
For a woman, they're
Size
huge
9,
though.
If you're wondering.
Yeah, we're gonna start her OnlyFans account, and we're gonna start selling feet pics. So if you guys need them, we'll get them all pedicured up and shit.
Yeah.
You got nice feet.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I, on the other hand, do not. I have big clubs. My big toe looks like a fucking giant club.
You need to go get a pedicure.
I'm not doing that. There's no fucking way.
Oh my gosh.
My big toe looks like the Tom and Jerry, like when they would get their fucking toes smashed in doors and shit. That's how my toes look.
I remember and it would go like
ooga. Yeah, like.
I remember you said that you would go get a pedicure with me one time. And
yeah, and you fucking missed your opportunity.
No.
The same way I fell asleep the other night.
You've never given me the opportunity.
You went and gotten your toes done, haven't you? When you go get yours done, that's your opportunity to ask me.
Yeah, and you always say no.
And if I'm busy, it is what it is.
That's bull crap.
I don't know. I guess.
I guess. Try it one time.
Maybe. I don't like people like fucking around with my feet. I don't like fucking with my feet.
You definitely just need to do it one time.
Maybe. Mm-hmm. We could put a rain check in it. Anyway. We've been putting a rain check in it actually. But yeah. I was trying to think of like funny stories because like honestly, like obviously we've been together for like what feels like forever.
Yes, it's been forever.
Yeah, it really has. We've been through slip and flip together. We've been through fucking
slip and flip. Ooh.
That shit used to rip. In case you guys didn't know, we used to live in an apartment where it was like kind of downhill. So on the grassy area of the little apartment complex, we put tarp down with soap and water, and then we played. It was like a slip and slide into flip cup, but we didn't even take into account that it was going onto the asphalt. So if you didn't mount the landing, you were just like scratching your nipples off on the asphalt.
Yeah. Yeah. If you didn't catch yourself, you were done.
Fucking dunzo.
What was I about to say?
We also did surprise revows, which looking back on it was retarded.
What?
We did. Remember when we redid our vows?
Oh yeah.
Like year 2.
Retarded.
It's retarded because it was like a year after we had done it. Like you usually do that at like 10 or 20 years. Like we had been together maybe 6 months. I got back from a shishmoyment and like that was it.
No,
I was like, yeah, let me.
Oh wait, it was that time.
Yeah. It was right after the first shishmoyment, but before the second shishmoyment.
Oh, yeah, there was so many. I confused them.
You're fucking telling me, sister. Mm-hmm. So how is it being a mom? How's it being a mom? Like, we obviously know how we both grew up. Mm. You grew up away from technology more than I did. Like, I at least had a fucking Game Boy. It feels like sometimes references I make like completely go over your head.
Well, yeah, my mom always kept me into activities, soccer, dance, track, gymnastics, freaking.
You were the fastest kid at your school for a little bit, yeah?
I mean, not the fastest kid at my school, but I have my high school record in triple jump.
In triple jump?
In triple jump.
Oh, I thought you had it in the
100 hurdles.
Hurdles.
Yeah. I didn't get the 100. I was so close to getting the 100 hurdle one. I have the triple jump record. If I ran my senior year, yeah, I would have.
You were injured senior year.
I was injured, yeah, so I couldn't.
Senior year for me, I missed all of my sport. I missed the whole season because I graduated early.
Everything senior year.
Yeah. And
I did homeschool for a semester in senior year because I had to have surgery.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I was.
Why do I not remember that?
We didn't know each other.
No shit. I'm saying, like, why has that never come up? I feel like you've told me that, but I probably just forgot.
I don't know.
Because I know you have a cadaver in you.
Yes, I do.
I like to think of that every once in a while.
I have somebody else's.
Yeah. Sometimes I blame your cadaver for some of your decisions because I'm like, it's not her, it's her cadaver. It's not her brain, it's the cadaver. The cadaver's like, you remember that movie Monkey Bone Where like the dude's like the other person, they like switch bodies.
No.
I gotta show you that. It's a classic Brendan Fraser movie.
Yeah, so I never was watching movies as much.
You know how hard it is for me to be a comedian and like try to make reference to her? Like I'm dishing out hot New York style pizzas. And she just is like, I'm not hungry for pizza. That's how it feels like sometimes when I'm making these references. Because I mean, I am fucking on it. I'm fucking on it. Like when you first got your haircut and you let it down and it was curly, I said you, who the fuck did I say you looked like? Oh shit. You woke up one morning and it was all crazy and you looked like the redheaded dude from, it was like Crazy Bill or whatever from Simpsons.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
You're gonna be so mad at me when you finally look it up.
Oh my god.
Buffalo Bill, I think it was. Either way, but damn, what were we talking about?
You asked me something.
Oh, sports. Activities. Whoa. So other than soccer, I would say like soccer is obviously something you want to get the kids into.
Lennon seems to be liking soccer, so
yeah, he does shoot on the goal every once in a while.
What's it like being a mom?
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Yeah,
that's what you did. It's crazy. It's hectic, and your brain just doesn't stop.
I would say we both changed in like drastic ways after like having kids.
I know I definitely did.
You definitely did.
I definitely did because I went psycho. Like
I didn't say it. Y'all heard that here, not me.
Just with
you're not getting me with that.
The kids and then the smush moments and
yeah, you were essentially single parenting it for like 6-7 months at a time.
I started. Postpartum depression is a thing for sure. And
would you say it's necessarily when people describe it as like, do you think it happens like right after the baby or like 6 months after the baby, or do you think it extends past that?
It definitely, for me, it was like after already.
Please don't be one of those parents. Because I know you used to do it.
What? You
used to be like, oh, my baby's 15 months.
No.
Yes, you did.
Oh.
Don't lie.
I did do that.
She used to literally say once my baby's 18 months. Just say a year and a half.
Okay.
I despise people like that.
Once it was like
you were becoming that person.
Once it was like 15 months, I stopped.
That was so annoying.
Okay.
My baby's like a year. Just say a year. You're closer to a year than you are fucking a year and a half. Or just say almost a year and a half. Don't fucking say the months. You know how frustrating that is? That's like, oh, yeah, my baby's 24 months. Say 2. Just say 2. My baby's 2.
It's also a good way to make the other person think for a second because they're going to be like, huh?
Yeah, they get the fucking loading thing from the fucking iPhone.
Hold on a second. Wait, what? They do that at work when they're like, oh, November.
The fucking, the dial tones. Oh
my god.
Yeah, dude, you for sure changed. And I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes I really want to rip your head off, but that'd be murder, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Please.
I don't want to do that.
They'd make a documentary out of that.
Ooh. They could if they found me.
You're annoying. What the fuck was I saying?
It changed you. Depression. Postpartum depression.
And then after going to therapy, I was diagnosed with OCPD and.
Ooh. What do you feel like the OCPD does to you? Because I know sometimes when I try to describe it to people, just like in your case, because obviously you have everybody kind of has their own specific case of OCPD. Like, yeah. Anytime I try and think of it in your case, I always say it's kind of like you overthink yourself into paralysis. Like some of the times the tasks are so overwhelming and you want them to be done so particularly that you don't do like anything.
I mean, like that's part of it. That's one of the things.
Yeah.
There's also like, I'm very rigid
but that's just your personality also. Like my wife is extremely stubborn. So like there are hills that she shouldn't die on, but she does die on. Like there are like I'm to this day I still wash the dishes before I put them in the dishwasher. 'Cause like there's just no other way to do it.
Well, yeah, I would do that too.
No, that you made me do that. I don't want to do that. What the fuck's the dishwasher for then?
Oh, you're saying that because I
taught you how to do that. No, you didn't teach me.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me like I'm a fucking dog. You didn't fucking learn me. Like I'm not sitting here like on all fours like
the right way.
No, that's fucking it's stupid.
No, I made you learn the right way.
Yeah, by fucking not giving me any because you were like, fine, you don't want to do the dishes right.
The dishwasher does not. You're supposed to run the dishwasher twice anyway for your dishwasher if you really want your dishes clean. Clean. Also, it depends.
You're also supposed to wipe until you don't see any brown. Who here's doing that?
Me.
Okay, yeah. Miss Fancy Hole.
I know. I do your laundry. I'm just kidding.
I don't know if you're going to be mad at me, but she sharted the other day. I said it. She calls me on the way home. She goes, I fucking sharted. She goes, I fucking sharted.
I'm so mad at you.
She was like, She goes,
I really can't stand you.
She goes, I fucking sharted.
Wait,
and my response,
I'm definitely showering before class.
I fucking and the only thing I said to her was like, the only words I could do like say to her to console her was I was like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. That happens all the time.
No, what the hell did you say?
I said you're an adult. It happens. Something along those lines.
I don't remember anymore,
I forget what I fucking said to you. It literally, like, if you're not an adult and you're not pushing those limits, you don't know your boundaries, you know?
That coffee hit me a little bit faster than I expected.
And sometimes it just happs. I said that with Chino when he was on. It was like, dude, when we had that oil garden that one night, it was like a month ago, and I immediately, Olive Garden. I was like, they put fucking Astroglide in it. Like, there's so much oil in it. I call them Oil Garden now because it's like they Astroglided my butt. Like, the poop, like it was like immediate. Like, I had just finished my meal, and I was like I gotta fucking, I gotta exit stage left real quick.
Yeah. Man, I'm so mad you
all our
said that.
Bodily functions. It's okay to shart. It happens. It happens.
It really wasn't that bad.
I sharted like whole ass turd. I guess that would just be shitting your pants when I was in Africa.
Yeah.
When I was in Africa. They give you these pills to prevent malaria, but sometimes it like, did you just knock your teeth on that? That's too funny. And that not only are some of the side effects like some really intense dreams, but it also gives you dysentery if you drink some of the water. And even their bottled water will give you dysentery. So like you'll just be exiting fecal matter out of your butt for like a solid 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes even longer. Super gross. Happens. Bodily functions. Speaking of bodily functions, I wanted to ask you a question because I recently saw this on Facebook. It was an interview. This dude had asked these two women that about the double standard in America, right? Mm-hmm. And the double standard is that women have the choice in some states to get an abortion or keep the baby, right?
Right.
And the question was, why can't guys like opt out of being like, if she wants to keep the kid, right? Why can't you opt out of child support or like obligations to that baby? Like if he's like, no, I want an abortion and she wants to keep the baby and she keeps the baby, he should have no obligations to the kid. On the other hand, it's like, well, if she wants to get rid of the baby and he wants to keep the baby, does he use her as like a surrogate in order to have the baby? So do you think that there is a double standard? Like, where do you stand on that? Like as a mom, like especially now as a mom, because I feel like if the guy doesn't want anything to do with the kid, right? Like let's say it's a one night stand, right? Everybody's neutral. Neither of them were expecting to have a kid together. She's now pregnant. Well, he wants nothing to do. He wants nothing to do with it, right? But she wants to keep the baby. Should he have to pay child support?
Yeah.
That's insane to me. That's insane. Because, like...
I mean, if you want to still have nothing to do with the baby, okay, cool, fine. Like, you can be that shitty person, but you're still going to have to pay for fucking whatever you did.
Yeah, but, like, my stance on it is that, like, okay, but what if she gets rid of the baby? And he wants it?
Give the baby. Well, one, she can give the baby to him.
She's not just going to palm the baby out.
If she doesn't want the baby, then okay, get it to the father. But give it to the father. But
so she's supposed to live with. She's supposed to give birth to the baby. What if she doesn't want to go through? She doesn't want those changes to her body. She's young. She's 20. She's got tight nipples and a fucking. She's ready to go. Okay. She wants to live her life the way she wants to live her life. I don't know why I described it as tight nipples, but you get what I'm saying.
That's her body.
Yeah, it's her choice.
Right.
But it's not his. There's a double standard. I guess it just kind of comes with like
it's really
that's our it's the shitty end.
Sex.
It's the shitty end of the like reproductive system because like we're like men aren't asexual. Like I can't just shit a baby out whenever I want, right? Or like when I'm ready, right? So I guess it's just like there's a double standard just because our organs just don't work like that.
No, I don't.
I get either way.
Before you even insert yourself into someone, you need to know that the consequences could be that you're going to get that person pregnant. Yeah. So you've made that decision. Yeah. You will now live with that decision. Yeah, true. And period.
Do you think it should be do you think it should be government ran though? Like do you think it should be state obligated? Cuz like it's a federal law. I don't know if it's federal. It might be state laws that mandate you have to pay child support. Do you think it should be an agreement between the couple?
I don't think some couples can make the agreement together. So I do think that sometimes
it should be state mandated. Well, and here's the thing: either way, like people are mandated to pay child support all the time, and they still don't. So it's not like it's an effective
and then
system.
They could be put in jail for it too.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm really being honest, well, like I can now sue my father for not paying child support while I was a minor. Yeah. Yeah. You're not gonna, but I'm not going to, but
yeah, because it is what it is. Yeah. Got to see it through, my boy. Yeah, I get that. Because like I get both sides of the coin. Like it's like we really don't have the ability to do that, so it's just like it's annoying.
Well, we don't. Well, actually, science now, you can, but
you don't have the ability
to not.
Well, yeah, you can. You get like a hysterectomy and fucking. You could turn that innie to an outie. A lot of people are doing that. That's a big trend now.
Yeah.
And that's another situation I'm like on the fence about. Like, all right, so you remember growing up. You would see people cross-dressing all the time, right? You grew up in Brooklyn, so like you didn't see any cross-dressers? That was like...
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I did.
For us, like where I lived at, like we saw them all the time. Mm-hmm. All the time. And especially if we went up to New York City, like we would see cross-dressers all the time. And it was just kind of known, right? Like you don't really mention it. It is what it is. They're doing their shit. Right? Yeah, if you kind of like made fun of them for it, whatever. But like
just mind your business.
Yeah, you bust their balls over it, but like
whatever. Move on.
Exactly. And like that's why I don't get why it's such an issue now. I think it's because maybe like the cross-dressing or like trans community really just wants to be heard. That's why it's such an issue now. Like there's outrage over it.
Yeah.
What I don't get is that like where did that go? Like I remember looking at it as a kid and like obviously like you know how kids say random shit. Mm-hmm. Lennon's fucking prime example of that. Remember the chocolate face story? Kids will just say shit, right?
Oh my God.
So,
face.
like, I remember as a kid being like, "Oh, like, why is that man in girl clothes?" And like, it was just explained, like, "Oh, that's just like what
he wants to wear that.
That's what he wants to wear." It's like, "Oh, cool, all right," and that's where it ended. But like now, it's like it's such a fucking thing. It's like
they gotta like
who's not accepting people for like what they wear. You know,
I don't know.
Like, who's out here just like...
People have too much time on
their hands. Why are you wearing that? In the 90s, Dennis Rodman was wearing dresses. He's an famed basketball player.
I was about to say, who the hell is that?
Legend. He was wearing dresses. It's the blonde-haired dude with the lip ring. Used to play basketball for the Bulls.
I think I know what you're talking about. But...
Yeah. And these are the references I'm talking... Hey. Again, if you're listening to this, I was staring into the camera again. This is exactly what I'm talking about. My wife doesn't know who fucking Dennis Rodman is. I don't even watch NBA, and I know who Dennis Rodman is. What are you gonna do? What? I am who I am. What time is it?
3:24.
Ooh, we're over. All right. Well, let's finish this up. No, and I don't get why it's such a big fucking thing. Like, it is who it is. Like, they are who they are. Mm-hmm. Accept it. You know?
Yeah.
And that's it.
I agree.
That's how it should be. Like, look, our son does some pretty gay shit every once in a while. And I'm not going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to be surprised if one day he's like, I'm gay. Be like, cool, dog. Go suck some dick, I guess. I don't know how to talk. What? I don't know. That's how I would talk to him if I was like, yo, go eat some, go get some Tang or something. I've never said Tang in my life.
Tang?
Yeah.
What the hell?
As a dad, like, you talk them into like using their reproductive, like, I don't know. That's just part of being a dad.
Make sure you're safe.
Yeah.
Like, have fun.
Plowing ass.
You don't need to say that.
You can say that, though.
But you don't need to.
All right. Agree to disagree. You can say that. Look,
you can say
my
that.
son's deep-throated way too many popsicles and thought it's funny.
He crosses his legs sometimes.
There's nothing wrong with that. That, like, plenty of people do that.
Yeah.
I physically can't because I've got a large scrotum, so they just get smushed.
They say...
And rather large legs.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going by, like... what
I literally can't, like, I physically can't.
Yeah, I know.
Like, my leg just does this. Don't stare at it.
All right.
I will pull my Birkenstocks up, though. Yeah, he just does some very sus stuff, and I'm just not going to be surprised if that's what happens.
No, it's just whatever.
He is who he
is.
Exactly. It's okay. I'm here with you. We'll go through it together. If anything, we'll be able to like crack that mystery, like when it's going to happen.
Oh my God, he's over here.
What?
You're talking shit about Leonard.
That's not talking shit at all. I'm talking about our son literally accepting who he is. If that's the route he chooses.
You're making it seem like you know that he's chosen that route.
I haven't.
You don't even know.
It would be a pleasant surprise. It's like when you get it's like when you get like soft serve ice cream and instead of getting just vanilla,
there's a toy at the bottom.
They give you the swirl instead. Like they give you like chocolate and vanilla. Or like you order one ice cream, it's the wrong ice cream, and then it's a pleasant surprise when they just give you the other one for free. Like where they fix it for free and now you have two ice creams.
Yeah.
It's a pleasant surprise.
I love when it happens with coffee.
Yeah. But I think we're running over our time. Look, we love you guys. If you haven't already, check out my other interviews. I got some pretty fun guests coming on here soon. Yeah, and this is the Inside Us podcast. If you guys haven't already, follow me on Instagram, Nick Racioppi Comedy. Also, same username on TikTok, so you know what it is. All right, let's get verified. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I got videos coming out every week, 2 a week. All right, maybe we'll bump it up to 3 as I get these interviews flowing. So, yeah, you guys know I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace. You got anything you want to say?
No.
God is a woman. Peace.
Bye.